Ah, Christmas, the season of warmth, love, and hope. But for Emily, a humble village girl, and John, the son of a wealthy family, this season would become a test of their hearts, a battle against all odds. Emily lived in a picturesque village, blanketed by snow, where life was simple but often harsh. She worked at the town bakery, her fingers red from the cold as she kneaded dough before dawn. Yet, her eyes sparkled with dreams of a brighter future, one where she could rise above her circumstances. John, on the other hand, seemed to have everything anyone could wish for. Wealth, a grand family estate, and parents who adored him, more so it seemed. Beneath the surface, John was burdened by the expectations of his family. His life was a tapestry of privilege, but he yearned for something more, something real. Their worlds couldn't have been more different, yet fate had plans for them. On a frosty Christmas Eve, Emily was delivering warm pastries to the town square when she slipped on the icy cobblestone. A strong hand caught her just in time. It was John. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice filled with genuine concern. Emily nodded, her cheeks flushed not just from the cold, and in that fleeting moment, their paths intertwined. Over the weeks that followed, Emily and John found themselves crossing paths more often. At first, it was chance encounters, the market, the library, or the village chapel. But soon it became deliberate. They would meet by the frozen lake, where John taught Emily to skate. She laughed as she stumbled, her laughter echoing in the crisp winter air. In turn, Emily shared her love of baking, teaching John how to shape dough into festive wreaths. "You're terrible at this," she teased, watching him struggle. "I think it has character," he replied, holding up a misshapen loaf. Their conversations grew deeper. Emily spoke of her dreams of owning her bakery someday, of seeing the world beyond the village. John shared his frustrations with the rigid life his parents had planned for him, a life he didn't want. Despite their differences, they connected in a way neither had before. Emily brought a warmth to John's life that he hadn't realized he needed, while John gave Emily a glimpse of the world she longed for. Yet, as their bond deepened, so did the unspoken awareness of the gap between their worlds. It wasn't long before John's family noticed his growing attachment to Emily. His mother, a woman of sharp eyes and sharper words, confronted him one evening. "John, this association with that girl must stop," she said, her tone leaving no room for argument. "She's not one of us." John bristled. "Emily is kind, intelligent, and hardworking. She's more one of us than any of your society friends." "Love isn't enough," his father added, his voice heavy with finality. "You have responsibilities to this family, to our legacy." The tension trickled down to Emily, who began to notice the wary glances and whispered remarks whenever she was seen with John. It stung, but what hurt more was the strain she saw in John's eyes. One evening, as they sat by the lake, Emily broke the silence. "John, maybe your parents are right. Maybe we're just too different." He grabbed her hand. "Don't say that. I love you, Emily. Isn't that enough?" But in her heart, doubt began to creep in. Could love truly bridge such a vast divide? The breaking point came on Christmas Eve, exactly 1 year after they met. Emily had spent days agonizing over what to do. Finally, she made the hardest decision of her life. "John, we need to stop this," she said, her voice trembling. "I can't be the reason you're at odds with your family." He shook his head, tears glistening in his eyes. "Don't do this, Emily. We can make it work." She forced a smile, though her heart was shattering. "You deserve a life without conflict, without sacrifice. Find someone your family will accept." As the church bells chimed midnight, signaling the start of Christmas Day, they parted ways. John walked away, his shoulders heavy with grief, while Emily watched him disappear into the snowy night. Years passed, and life moved on. Emily opened her bakery, pouring her heart into her work. Her shop became the heart of the village, known for its warmth, and the scent of freshly baked bread. John, meanwhile, had left his family estate, carving out a life of his own. Though he achieved success, he carried the weight of his lost love. One snowy Christmas morning, as Emily prepared her pastries, the shop bell rang. She looked up and there he was. "John," she whispered, her voice catching. "I couldn't stay away," he said, stepping closer. "Emily, I've spent every Christmas thinking of you. I've built a life that's mine, and I want to share it with you." Tears filled her eyes. "John, it's been so long. What about your family?" "They'll have to accept it," he said firmly. "I've learned that life is too short to live for anyone but yourself." They embraced, the years of pain melting away in that moment. Their wedding was simple, held in the village chapel, with close friends and family. Emily wore a dress she had sewn herself, and John beamed as he took her hand. Together, they built a life filled with love and laughter. The bakery flourished, becoming a place of community and joy. Years later, as they sat by the fire, their children playing nearby, John took Emily's hand. "Thank you," he said softly. "For what?" she asked, smiling. "For never giving up on us," he replied. And as the snow fell gently outside, they knew their love had been worth every sacrifice. If you enjoyed this story of love and resilience, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. See you in the next video.